Welcome to our show, International Student Brief. Today, we've got some exciting stories lined up for you. First up, Australian universities are urging the government to reconsider its plan to cap international student numbers, a move they say could cost the economy billions. They're calling for a meeting with the Home Affairs Minister to discuss a reset in the government's approach. Next, China is tightening its scrutiny over master's and PhD degrees from certain overseas universities. The Ministry of Education has singled out 13 institutions for more stringent verification, aiming to eliminate academic shortcuts that some students might be taking to boost their careers. Lastly, wartime Ukraine is grappling with a severe labor shortage. With over 10% of the population having fled and another million men conscripted into the army, employers are struggling to maintain basic services. Please stay tuned for more details. The Sydney Morning Herald. The battle for the future of Australia's $48 billion international education sector is intensifying as universities rally against the Albanese government's proposed caps on international student numbers. Senior university leaders are heading to Canberra to argue their case before a parliamentary committee. Education Minister Jason Clare remains steadfast in his commitment to implement the caps by 2025, despite the uncertainty it has already caused, leading to a significant drop in enrollments and a potential $4.3 billion economic hit. Monash University Vice-Chancellor Sharon Pickering will highlight the crucial financial support international students provide for scientific research and the broader community. The group of 8 universities are calling for a meeting with Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke to reconsider the government's approach. Amidst this, international students like Vedant Gadhavi, who balances his studies and advocacy work while coping with personal tragedy, are facing heightened uncertainty due to increased visa fees and changing rules. South China Morning Post. China is intensifying its scrutiny of degrees from lower-ranked overseas universities to combat academic shortcuts that boost careers. The Chinese Service Center for Scholarly Exchange, CSCSE, announced that 13 universities in the Philippines, Mongolia, and India will face more rigorous verification processes due to significant anomalies in application data. This move affects many Chinese students who seek affordable education opportunities abroad to gain a competitive edge in the job market. The verification process, which typically takes 10 to 20 days, will now take at least 60 days for these institutions. The CSCSE's actions reflect concerns over the quality of education and the rapid increase in enrollment during the pandemic. Some students, like a 38-year-old woman enrolled in a distance learning program in Manila, now face new requirements to attend classes in person. This crackdown is part of a broader effort to ensure the integrity of foreign degrees, especially those obtained through online courses during the pandemic. Deutsche Welle. Ukraine is grappling with a severe labor shortage as more than 10% of its population has fled abroad since Russia's invasion, and an additional million men have been conscripted into the army. This exodus has left employers struggling to maintain basic services. In response, businesses are turning to previously untapped segments of the population to fill the gap. The war has drastically altered the labor market, making it imperative for employers to find innovative solutions to sustain essential operations amidst the ongoing conflict. The Toronto Star, in Georgia, the largest school district, Gwinnett County, has decided not to teach the new Advanced Placement (AP) course in African American Studies without state approval. This decision stems from the State Department of Education's refusal to endorse the course, which would deprive students of receiving college credit for their efforts. Superintendent Calvin Watts emphasized that withholding state approval undermines the significance of African American contributions and experiences. Other districts like Atlanta, DeKalb County, and Cobb County are offering the course, but Gwinnett's influence is substantial given its size. State Superintendent Richard Woods has faced intense scrutiny, including from Governor Brian Kemp, but has yet to fully explain his objections. The controversy echoes broader national debates, as seen in Florida and South Carolina, where similar courses have faced political resistance. Yahoo US, the American Friendship Project, AFP, has revealed insights into the state of friendships in the US, amidst what is termed a loneliness epidemic. The study, using data from national samples in 2022 and 2023, found that Americans typically have 4 to 5 friends, a number consistent with previous decades. However, 42% of participants feel they aren't as close to their friends as they would like, and many struggle with physical distance. The study highlights the value of casual friendships for reducing loneliness. Surprisingly, fewer people than expected report having no friends, with less than 3% claiming to be friendless. The research also shows that making friends is perceived as difficult by nearly half of adults and more than half of college students, suggesting a need for more intentional efforts in nurturing friendships. Yahoo US, Rebecca Hill, a 61-year-old independent voter with $50,000 in student loans, is reconsidering her political stance due to the GOP's efforts to block President Biden's SAVE student loan repayment plan. Hill, who previously voted for Trump, found relief in the SAVE plan, which reduced her monthly payments and allowed her to afford essentials like medication and groceries. However, ongoing lawsuits by GOP state attorneys general have created financial uncertainty for Hill and millions of other borrowers. The lawsuits argue the plan's cost to taxpayers, with estimates suggesting it could reach $475 billion over 10 years. Hill, who is also enrolled in public service loan forgiveness, fears the repercussions if the SAVE plan is permanently blocked, prompting her to consider voting for a Democrat in the upcoming elections. CBC, a court has granted the federal government an additional 4 months to amend the unconstitutional legislation affecting lost Canadians, individuals unable to pass on their Canadian citizenship to their children if born abroad. The new deadline, now set for December 19, marks the second extension given to Ottawa to rectify this issue. Bill C-71, which promises comprehensive changes to Canada's citizenship laws, is expected to address the court's concerns and become law by the new deadline. Ontario Superior Court Justice Jasmine Akbar-Ali, in her decision to extend the deadline, emphasized the importance of addressing urgent cases of hardship to maintain public confidence in the justice system. Initially, the court had given Ottawa until June 20 to amend the law following a ruling that it violated the constitutional rights of some Canadians born abroad. However, the bill did not pass through the House of Commons before the summer recess, prompting the government to seek an extension. Justice Akbar-Ali granted a 7-week extension to August 9 and later required the government to present a plan to mitigate hardships faced by affected parents. Sujit Chowdhury, representing the families challenging the law, estimates that the current legislation impacts at least 1.48 million Canadians. Justice Akbar-Ali highlighted the severe implications of the law, noting that it could render children stateless, force women to choose between financial and physical health, separate families, and compel children to remain in unsafe environments. Until Bill C-71 is enacted, the Immigration Minister, Mark Miller, retains the discretion to grant citizenship to lost Canadians. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
News breaks, buzz the ground, stories spit, walls come down. Voices merge in the sound, faces mix in the crowd. Broadcasters paint the scene, world events on our screen. Every link a different theme, words collide in the stream. 6 degrees connect the dots, background stories hold the nuts. Hear the voices rise aloft, truth unveils in every spot. Cultures clash across the globe, spin the threads in a stroke. Every story wears a robe, truth and lies in their code. Journalistic real deep, secrets out they don't see. Every angle they will keep, in the news we take a lead. New perspectives day by day, hidden truths come to play. In the background shades of gray, every story finds its way. Perspectives day by day, hidden truths come finds its way. Cultures. I tell. Wartime really or do not. Hot enough to be you. Everything and ever. Hot enough and after. Hot enough and after. Hot enough and after. Enough 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 enough